Hello everybody, this is Ch.3 and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Alright, so last episode we spoke to all the witnesses, all the jurors, and now we are ready to get this trial underway. Let's speak to Narek.
Hail to ye!
Oh, hello again, Kel. Welcome back to the Temple of the Just God. Forgive me if I seem somewhat distracted. Rolgan's impending trial has me a little out of sorts. I've completed my investigations and I'm ready to begin Rolgan's trial. Are you quite certain, my lord? Once a trial begins, it cannot be ended prematurely or Rolgan's life will be forfeit. I'm ready. Let's begin. Excellent. I know all parties involved are anxious to settle this matter. I will send word to the prosecutor and everyone else involved. The rules of these proceedings are simple. The jurors will listen to the evidence and testimony, and as the trial progresses, they will use the swords and torches I have given them to indicate either guilt or innocence. Whenever a juror feels the accused is guilty, they will hold forth the sword in their right hand to symbolize the swift strike of justice. If they feel the accused is innocent, they will hold up the torch to symbolize the burning light of truth shining down on this trial. Sounds simple. Sword for guilty, torch for innocent. As the jurors' views are swayed, so shall the implement they hold forth change. A juror who is still undecided will hold forth neither sword nor torch. 3 jurors must be convinced of the accused innocence for Rolgan to go free. What we have now begun cannot end until justice is served. If the trial is interrupted or broken off before its proper completion, the accused shall be found guilty, regardless of the status of the jurors. Is that clear? I understand. 3 jurors or more must be holding a torch to get Rolgan acquitted, and if I end the conversation before we're done, Rolgan suffers. Now that we are all here, the trial can begin. Remember, if you quit the trial before its rightful end, Rolgan's life is forfeit.
England of the Swift Sword. I am the special prosecutor in the investigation of the death of the Lord's Alliance mercenary known as Griff. And I would like to remind the jury that I have never lost a case. Never!
The witnesses have been sworn in, and that may the light of Tyr's justice shine down on this trial and expose any lies in their testimony. To begin my case, I would like to question Lodar, an eyewitness to the events. I'm here, Your Honor. I'm not the judge, Lodar, just the prosecutor. You don't have to be so formal. Just call me sir. Please tell us what happened in your own words. Well, sir, it was night, and Griff was outside the barracks. All of a sudden, we heard this shout. We ran out, and Griff and that Uthgard there are going at each other with weapons drawn. Before we could step in, that savage stabs Griff right in the gut and runs off. We ran to get the cleric, but by then it were too late. Griff was gone. That savage killed him. That is all we require from this witness. Were it up to me, we could end the trial right now and declare Rolgan guilty. But custom dictates I allow the defense to question the witness if they wish. I'm ready for your questions, Lord Kel. Alright, so the key to this side quest or this trial is depending on how many torches you get up, it also determines your payout, your reward. So obviously if you can get a unanimous, you get the best reward possible. So, alright, so obviously Lodar is skewing his story a bit, so let's start off. I'm going to be going through the exact sequence in order to get a perfect score. So, did you see who actually started the fight? No, they were already going at it by the time we got there. So maybe Griff started the fight and Rolgan was just defending himself. Yeah, I guess. Could be Griff started it. I don't know. I wasn't there. Isn't it true that Griff spiked Rolgan's drink earlier that evening? Yeah, he wanted to mess that Uthgard up so he could beat him at cards, you know? Make him not think straight. So Griff is partly to blame for his own death. Pardon me. Where'd that come from? Well, it was his fault the Uthgard was doped up. Maybe if Rolgan was in his right mind, he wouldn't have killed Griff. Can you tell me how Griff felt toward the Uthgard? He didn't like them much. He was always complaining about them as damn savage and filthy Uthgard, always picking fights with them, looking for trouble. So this fight could have been started by Griff. Wouldn't be the first time he let his temper get the better of him. Always was a bit of a hothead, especially when it came to those Uthgard. He hated them something fierce. I have no more questions for this witness. If defense counsel has finished trying to obscure the truth, I will call Zed, my next witness. Zed, tell the court what you witnessed on that night. Right, sir. Well, as like Lodar said, Griff was outside, we heard him shout, we run out, and the Uthgard sticks a blade in Griff's belly. Then that savage runs off to the temple like for sanctuary like some kind of coward. Well spoken, Zed. He ran off like a murderous coward. Obviously he's guilty. They always run when they're guilty. This case might be my easiest win yet. Your witness, Kel. I'm ready to answer this man's questions. You never actually witnessed the start of the fight, did you? No, I didn't see who started the fight, so yeah, it could have been Griff, if that's what you're getting at. Griff had spiked Rolgan's drink that night, right, Zed? Yeah, he put something in Rolgan's drink, made his mind fuzzy, so he didn't really understand what he was doing. Don't you think that's a mitigating circumstance in what happened? I don't know what mitigating means, but Griff shouldn't have spiked that Uthgard's drink. That's wrong. Griff was always doing stupid stuff like that. Rolgan lost a lot of money that night, didn't he, Zed? Can you explain that? Griff cheated. He wanted to win so he could humiliate that Uthgard, embarrass and ruin him, so he cheated during the card game. Don't you think that might have been a factor in Griff's death? I warned Griff that Uthgard would be mad after losing everything he owned. I said it would lead to trouble, but Griff didn't care. He said he welcomed trouble with the Uthgard. I have no further questions for this witness. If the defense has finished with their blathering, the prosecution has only one witness left. I call on Vanda, the wife of the accused. I am here. Ask your questions. I sense some hostility in your part, young lady. Please remember, I am only doing my job. It's not my fault your husband had to go on a killing spree. Igland, I have given you a lot of leeway in this case, but you are coming very close to crossing the line of what is acceptable. Sorry, Your Honor, but this woman is looking at me like she wants to kill me. It must run in her family. Neither my husband nor I would ever commit vile murder. We Uthgard are an honorable people. Yes, you Uthgard take honor very seriously. Wasn't Rolgan ashamed at having gambled away everything he owned? Didn't he want to do anything to wipe away that shame? Yes, but he wouldn't have killed that man. So you say, but we know how strong Uthgard honor is, and Rolgan is a proud warrior. Surely a jury as intelligent and attractive as this one must realize that his pride would have driven Rolgan to kill Griff in a desperate attempt to salvage his wounded honor. Defense may cross-examine now. I have no further questions for this witness, since she all but admitted her husband is a rampaging serial killer. Okay. Eglin, don't push me. Sorry, Judge. I won't say another word while the Honorable Lord Kell tries to defend these crimes. I am ready for your questions, Lord Kell. Tell me why you sent your husband to see Griff. I told Rolgan to go speak with Griff, to beg him to return the heirlooms he had taken from us, to appeal to Griff's sense of decency. My husband is no killer. He only went back because I sent him there to talk with Griff. I have no more questions for Vanda. If it pleases the court, the prosecution rests its case. Can't we just start the execution now? No? Okay, defense may call their witnesses if they wish, though I hardly see the point. I would like to question Rolgan. Yes, my lord, what do you wish to know? Tell us what happened that night, Rolgan. My wife convinced me to speak with Griff, to beg him to return the heirlooms to me, but when I approached Griff, he attacked as soon as he saw me. I had no choice but to defend myself. I have no further questions for this witness. Since the defense called the accused to the stand, I claim my right to cross-examine this killer. I will keep this brief, much like poor Griff's life. Rolgan, you are an Uthgard warrior. I am a true Uthgard warrior of the Black Lion tribe. I have earned the honor and respect of all my people. And you earn this honor and respect on the battlefield, with the edge of your blade. What would happen to your precious honor if people found out you had gambled away everything you owned? I would be ashamed of my actions. I am ashamed by my actions. But you thought if Griff were to die, you could recover those heirlooms before anyone found out. Too bad his friends caught you in the act, killer. Wait, never mind, don't answer. I withdraw the question. I wouldn't want to prejudice the jury. I shall move on to my closing arguments. This will be short, since the Uthgard is so obviously guilty. Rolgan owed Griff money. 2 witnesses saw Rolgan kill Griff. What could be more simple? Do your duty, members of the jury. Find Rolgan guilty of murder and let justice be done. Such is the will of Tyr. If it pleases the court, the prosecution rests. Kell, you may make your closing arguments now. Alright. The prosecution witnesses never saw who started the fight, so we must accept Rolgan's claim of self-defense as truth. Hardly a convincing argument. Because he was drunk, Rolgan is clearly not responsible for his actions. An excuse, not a defense. Igland, your time to speak is over. Griff cheated at cards, and when he saw Rolgan, he attacked him out of fear Rolgan had found out. Preposterous conspiracy theory. Next, you'll blame the Night Mask for Griff's murder. I'm getting sick of all these uncalled for remarks, Igland. The defense rests its case. Then, as Tyr's representative overseeing this trial, I proclaim judgment in this case. By the light of Tyr's truth, may justice be done. And as you can see, all 5 of them have their torches out. Hoorah! The verdict is clear. A unanimous 5-0 decision to acquit. Rolgan, you are free to go, as are the rest of you. The court thanks you for your time. Igland, your work here is done. I suggest you leave before I write you up for your loutish behavior during these proceedings. You are a disgrace to the hallowed halls of this temple. Cal, come speak to me when you wish to receive your just reward for your service here. And that, as they say, is that. Alright, let's speak to Neric.
Hail to ye!
You were called upon to do your duty in administering the justice of Tyr's court, Cal. The church is grateful you answered the call. Your performance at the trial was truly amazing, Cal. A unanimous verdict. Such an overwhelming result will do much to quell any rumblings among the Lord's Alliance soldiers over the outcome of the trial. For your exemplary service, you have earned the undying gratitude of this Temple of Tyr. Please accept this token as a sign of my own appreciation of the spectacular job you have done in the service of Tyr. And there you go. Yes, as you can see, the experience is very much worth it. 1,562 experience and 2,000 gold. Booyah. Now, is there anything else I can do for you, Kel? Persuade? Alright. Well, I suppose it can be difficult serving Tyr's cause, particularly in light of all the recent events concerning Fenthic and now Erebeth. Very well, Kel. I have another 100 gold pieces I can spare you. Any more than that, and I would have to give you funds marked for Temple's poor buck. I'll be going now. Go with Tyr's blessing. And yes, this is where Neric will always end up being, so it's not much of a travel, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's the end of the trial, and which means, next step, well, we've got to go searching for the first word of power. And before next time, I will get my actual combat equipment back out. I just put the white cloak on because it looked cool. Took his helmet off for, formality's sake. But yeah, we'll be getting back suited up, ready to head out to the Coldwood. This is Cyric 1983, and yes, I will sell off any excess equipment I have with Neric here. And yeah, so this is Cyric 1983 signing off. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.